YouTube, welcome back. PPS here. It is the 25th Tuesday edition of our YouTube free plays over here on the PPS YouTube channel. So yeah, guys, been going well. Everything's been good. Another profitable night last night. 5 out of 6 free play winning days. If you go over on Twitter and count all of my free plays, if you count the ones over there, I also had Chris Paul double. Obviously, Jarrett Allen didn't play, but that's why you have to follow me over on Twitter, guys. I'll have my link in the description of this video because I did say if he was out, I would pivot, and I did pivot to Mobley over 8.5 rebounds, 1.5 units. That did cash for us. So yeah, I'm very excited. Everything was rolling good. Another 4-unit day yesterday, and then another 2-1 free play day over here. St. John's did lose for us, unfortunately. Obviously, this one switched over to Mobley. This was crazy. 82 first-half points. Seton Hall only put up 60 here, and it only missed by 4. St. John's did everything we asked them to do. This is why I usually stick to team totals in a lot of these games. But I really expected Seton Hall to be able to score on this really bad defense. Yeah, really nothing else to say. Over 22 turnovers. Like, how can you win? How can you score with that? 22 turnovers, 25% shooting from the field. Just a really bad performance after them beating St. John's at home, or beating St. John's on the road, then going to St. John's and just getting absolutely bum rushed, losing by 30. Just a bad look. 9-4 over our last 5 videos. Did calculate it. I do put these in the description all the time. So 155 and 110 overall since the inception of this channel. It's coming up upon a year now since I did start this channel. So that's really cool that we're kind of getting there. Obviously, I did skip quite a few days when I was first starting YouTube. But now it just becomes part of my routine in the middle of my day. I'm going to try to always have it out by noon, guys, so you guys can kind of have that lunch break, grab some props, throw them in before line movement does happen. But yeah, let's just get to it. Let's get to it. I'm going to start out here with Dejounte Murray, my favorite dude, 2-unit play here. On the season, I am 6-0 on Murray, knock on wood. Did have his triple doubles. I've been having his rebounds and assists. I do not count that I did have him lose in a parlay because it wasn't him who lost me my parlay. So if you do count that, I'm 6-1 then with riding with my boy Dejounte. Obviously, Russell Westbrook, if you guys remember from Past the Prop, was the guy who lost me that parlay. But, I mean, we have the best matchup in the NBA today. If you have a player in a game, you want them playing the Houston Rockets. 233.5 total, 5-point favorite only for the Spurs in Houston tonight, who's been playing pretty decent basketball. Obviously, Christian Wood is going to be very popular today. I'm going to roll with Murray. I think this is the best way to play him tonight. I do get a lot of questions about what would I take, points or assists, or if you can only take one. I would take assists. It's giving me plus money at 9.5 assists. I think that's great odds. Murray obviously shredded these guys. This was my triple-double day, was against the Rockets last time. 32 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists in his first matchup with these guys. I do like the close spread, and we saw it in their first game. They didn't blow him out when Murray even had a 70-point DFS night. They couldn't even blow him out. They ended up losing that game, actually. He's hit this in 5 of his last 7 games, guys. He's averaging 23 and 9.5 assists this month. And in this month, he's only shooting 27% from deep. So there's a lot of room of improvement, which is hard to say because he's been elite. He's pushing himself into MVP conversation. It almost reminds me of Jokic last year where they were just not good, and he was putting up numbers like this. Obviously, Jokic is probably front runner because he's doing literally everything there without Jamal Murray. But I love Dejounte Murray. He's got to be in all your DFS lineups tonight. I mean, this is a matchup that you don't really get very often where Spurs are playing extremely fast. And I just really think that there's no person on this team that can stop Dejounte Murray to do anything that he wants. Kevin Porter Jr., not good on defense. I mean, even Jalen Green, not good on defense. Eric Gordon, if he guards Murray, I think Eric Gordon gets put in a body bag, guys. That's that bad. He is a terrible defender. So I'm going to be rolling Dejounte Murray, points, assists, 2 units on this one. So pretty heavily invested in him. But obviously the talent, pace, and the defensive matchup here is all pointing in his direction. Obviously did hit this in his only time playing them this year. All right, guys, going to our college basketball play. Before we get to it again, just some little homeroom stuff, right? I don't even know what word I was trying to go for there, but if you could just drop a like on this video, I appreciate every single one of you guys who do that. Subscribe if you're not. We're pushing a little bit over 800 now. Once we get to 1K, I will be doing quite a few VIP giveaways to people who've been commenting, who've been in the groups, everything, because you guys deserve it. You guys have been helping me out, showing some love over here. Obviously, we got big news coming soon. Obviously, Pass the Prop is rolling right now. But we're really just trying to take this to the next level, and that's kind of what we're trying to do right now. And this is one way that you guys can support the free plays, is just dropping a quick like on these videos. It means a ton to me. Almost 500 views yesterday. Unfortunately, if they didn't follow me on Twitter, they didn't get the winner. But yeah, follow over there. I have my Instagram up and posting recaps daily now. So if you everywhere, we're going to be everywhere. We're going to be trying to grow the brand a little bit. And YouTube's my favorite because I could be a writer and write like that. And I do like it. I just haven't signed on anywhere yet. But I like this because for me to get this out, I can do this in 9 minutes and you can get all my information from me versus you having to read it all. And obviously you have to do all that. So, and it takes a lot longer, obviously, to write an article than it does for me to do this here. So, all right, guys, all that stuff out of the way. Let's get to it. Bowling Green, Eastern Michigan. We are going to MAC basketball. I love it. I've been loving Buffalo, loving Toledo, and Bowling Green is just on this list who just love to score baskets, man. Bowling Green ranks 112 in the country in offensive efficiency, 267 on defense, and they play at the 18th fastest pace in the country. Eastern Michigan, 23rd in pace in the country. These are the 2 fastest teams in the MAC, and their defense is absolutely awful. 231 ranked in the country, and they've only been playing against offenses that rank 284 cumulative in the country in strength there. So they've been playing bad defense or bad offenses and still playing bad defense against them. Now they're going to get a very good Bowling Green side here, and we've seen Eastern Michigan play to the style of their opponents. What I mean by that is their last 2 games, Akron and Kent State, both teams that don't really try to run decent defense, kind of try to play you into a half-court game, kept these guys under 100 total points. Akron was 48-44, and Kent State was 56-48. So there's really, really big range of outcomes depending on who they're playing, if that makes sense. When we've seen them play faster teams like the other directional Michigan schools, Western Michigan and CMU, they flew over the totals. And the value here, I see this as a 160. That's what I was expecting to see this in a game that Bowling Green is going to get to run on a team who sucks on defense. I love their team total at 83. I think that's pretty tasty there. But the value's there because Eastern Michigan's last 2 games have been terrible. Their shooting has been terrible. Defense has actually played well, but I don't think that's going to matter here. Bowling Green's going to run. They're going to blow by these guys. And this pace shouldn't slow down at all. The reason why I say that is Bowling Green their top player only plays 29 minutes. You got a lot of depth on this roster. Eastern Michigan obviously is going to have to run with these guys to keep up. But Eastern Michigan, kind of more numbers on them, average 71 points a game. We got 3 double-digit scorers here in McBride, Scott, and Farrakhan, I think is how you say it. And he is actually their highest point scorer at around 14.5 a game. Home games, though, for Bowling Green. This is a number that blew my mind here. Home games, the last 3 of them for Bowling Green, they beat Akron, the team that just held Michigan down, 91-66. They lost 91-78 to Toledo at home. And they beat Miami of Ohio, who doesn't really usually play fast. 87-83 was that game. So 170 there. Home games have been seeing a ton of points in Bowling Green. Obviously in those games, 91, 78, and 87 in the last 3 games. Scoring-wise, they have Plowden, who's an absolute beast, 17 per game. But also they have Reese Diggs and Gordon all averaging 9+ points a game. 5 of their top 6 scorers shoot over 35% from the three-point line. So they can score everywhere in this one. I think they're going to see a lot of fast break points. Like I said, I was going to expect this around like 158 to 160, just with how Bowling Green plays, and most of their games are pretty high totals. But with a team that's going to run with them, and Eastern Michigan getting to play a team that will run with them too, I love this total. I think this total should fly over. Obviously, it is MAC, and Eastern Michigan's offense is not great, but the pace here, I like. Bowling Green's offense, I love in this one. And if you want to throw a little bit more action, I love the Bowling Green team total as well here in this one. So thank you guys so much. I'm excited for tonight's slate. I believe me and Monotone will be going on a Spaces at 5 my time, about an hour before NBA tip, to kind of run over some props, DFS numbers, and stuff like that. So, yeah, if you guys want to tune into that, that would be great. Pop over on my Twitter. I'll have the description in my or the link in my description here of the video, and I'll get this uploaded as fast as possible, get you guys time to lock all these plays in. So thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. And like I said, Pass the Prop will be back tomorrow, my time here at 2. And, yeah, I'm very excited to have another great week of betting, great week of shows and podcasts. It's very fun for me to just keep me busy, right? I want to be busy. I want to be making money with you guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully live for Pass the Prop.